no, we're just going to go with it. Okay, the joy in the journey retreat. So I just wanted to share, I've been doing these retreats at Miraval since 2016, which is wild. It's hard to believe I've been doing that long. And for those of you who know me, one, I get a little bored, but two, I love to try new things. And so I've had so many different products and services over the years. And Miraval is the one thing that has been consistent because it is my favorite thing to do and it gets the best results. So I've just kind of thrown in some photos from all of my different groups over the years, from the one that we just did a few weeks ago, going all the way back. But when you come to Miraval, the structure has always been the same in that it is a 4-day, 3-night retreat. We start in the late afternoon of the first day so that you can fly in that day. Now, some people prefer to come the day before, but a lot of people, most people truly do come in that day. So they don't have to worry about staying an extra night. And then we have 2 full days of programming. And when I say full days, I mean full days. They're good days, but they are full days. And then on the last day, we end at 11 a.m. again so that you can fly back home. So it's truly 4 days. And we always have at least one day that is on the weekend so that you're not having to take your full work week. When we do this at Miraval, it is all inclusive, and that's just part of Miraval. So even if you went on your own, it is an exclusive property. You cannot get onto the property unless you are staying there. But unlike a Sandals or some other type of, all access resort, it's very different. This is not really a vacation type of resort. This is a mindfulness wellness resort, and that's a huge difference. It is a luxury resort, so it is very expensive. But the property itself, Arizona was the first one, and it truly is the most magical. Um, it's like 400 acres, and you're not going to go experience all of that, but it's so walkable. It is so nice. It is so beautiful. Someone said, is this going to be the kind of place where there's like golf carts everywhere? No, there are no golf carts. There are definitely times when I wish I had a golf cart because I'm kind of lazy. But no, you walk around, it's beautiful, it's serene. There's all of this running water. And it is just it is just the most calming place. It is a digital detox environment, which means you can leave your phone in the room, like your bedroom, like you can have your phone in there, and there's like certain courtyards. Now you can take photos, but you still have to kind of be discreet about that. But otherwise, you truly unplug. And that may sound scary, but it is such a beautiful gift to really allow you to take that step back. Um, so all of your meals, and it's delicious food. Um, there's snacks. Like you cannot go hungry at Miraval, even though it's healthy. I swear I always gain weight because food is so good. They have a creme brulee there that is to die for, and I have it every single night. Now, your alcohol is not included except for our few group events that have it. If you want alcohol, anything from the retail shop, that's not included. If you're going to get a spa treatment or something like that, that's not included. But otherwise, you fly into the airport and we take care of the rest. Like we pick you up at the airport, we get you to the property. It's not even, you don't tip. There are no taxes, there are no tip. It's all included. And then you just let us take care of you until we take you back to the airport. So it's a magical 4 days. You get to experience the property and some of the activities based on what I share with you. You can see on the screen now, I always have people do adventure challenges. And these are from over the years, lots of different things. Again, it might feel a little frightening, but people love it. At the end, you learn so much from it. But we intentionally, or I intentionally take you on this journey where you get to experience a few things from Miraval. You get a few breaks in the afternoon for a few hours in case you like want to go to the spa or do an activity, but you're mostly in our group doing our activities. And that's part of what's so special about what we do. You really get to bond with the most amazing women. I mean, truly, I attract the most amazing women. They come from all over the United States and Canada. Um, we've not had anyone outside of the US or Canada, and I would love to do that. I think that would be fun. So if you're outside of that, come join us. Um, but from all walks of life, I do get a lot with legal backgrounds, but that is certainly um, not the only group that comes in. But it is a wonderful time to get together and reconnect, or to connect. Sometimes people know each other, not always. So in this particular slide, you will see all the whiteboards. All the whiteboards. So these were not from February. These were from prior retreats. And I did a ton of teaching. They've always been magical. They have always been transformative. But there was also a lot of teaching. And as of February, and because this group just took me to another place, they blew my mind. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I don't think I have to go back. So we're not teaching because I don't think that that is what you need at this point. We just need to go really, really deep. So the whiteboards are out. Also, as you'll see to the right, that was my biggest group. We won't be having big groups like that again either. More on that, but I would now want to stop this share because I actually want to share with you a video of what some of the attendees had to say. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. All right, let's try this. We're gonna go to my screen because I want to take you right here.
There are really no words to describe the retreat because the depth that it took me to, the things that I was able to explore and experience are beyond any of the expectations that I had.
The retreat has been amazing. Truly life-changing, transformative. I feel like those are phrases that we throw around, but I've done a lot of self-development and personal development and professional development, and this has been far and away one of the most meaningful things that I've ever done for myself.
The retreat overall is really life-altering. That sounds a little dramatic, and maybe you just had to be here to understand.
Oh my God, this place is so mystically powerful in a way that is almost indescribable.
Really don't have the words. There's something magical here at Miraval, but most of all and most importantly to me has been the space that I've been able to create for myself.
And so much intentionality goes into providing a space of wellness, a space of restoration. But I think that my experience here at Miraval was special not just because of Miraval, but also because of Heather and because of our group.
And the people that she brings, not only from a like humanness, like a heart-centered place, but also like from a they're smart, driven women who are looking to do the best that we can and better the world that we live in.
People often say, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, and I think that definitely applies to the group of women that Heather assembled for this retreat, where every single person was supportive, every single person had done the work on themselves in advance to come really ready to get the most out of this. And every single person in this group really wants to see each other succeed. There's no competition.
And Heather knows how to bring people together so that there is a synergy and just an electric energy in the room.
Again, this is sort of the magic, I think, that Heather finds a way to bring together just the right people at just the right time.
The fact that you can bring together such amazing, powerful, and spirited women is just unlike anything I've ever seen.
Heather is joy.
I sometimes think she's gifted with some type of blessing or spirit, because she taps into places that you're not necessarily willing to go, but she makes it easy.
Her approach to helping each woman in the room get what they need out of this experience is just incredible and really impressive. And just her care and the attention that she puts into every single detail of this experience.
Kentucky Red is, this woman is doing what she is born to do, and not even all of it yet. Like, she has this heart that is so open and so loving, but also this fire that is both warming and also fierce.
Yay! Thank you, Amy. Okay, so here's the deal. This group, like I said, they allowed me to go so deep with them, and that's what I want to do. So if you're thinking you might be interested in coming, I wanted to share two things. One is who's a good fit and why you might want to come. So I'll start with who is a good fit, in my opinion. Part of the second video that I'm going to share with you, the attendees, they also shared why they think, or who they think would be a good fit. So for me, this really is for high, and I've got notes on this because I didn't want to forget any. This is for high achieving women. So I've grown, and so have the people that I have worked with. We're not beginners. We are not learning things from the new for the first time. We have been putting in the work. So, you might be a business owner. You might be a corporate leader. You are an expert in your field, and you have a lot of wisdom, personally and professionally. Two, you are not new to personal development. So you might have a ton of, wisdom, but if you've not done the personal work, you're probably not ready for this retreat because, like I said, there's no more whiteboards and I am not teaching. So I'm going to expect that you have done not necessarily all of these things, but maybe you have, but at least some of them. Therapy. You're familiar with mindfulness, even if you don't have a daily mindfulness practice. You're familiar with the concept of what that means. You're familiar with the concept of meditation. Even if you don't like it and don't do it, you're not new. You're not new to that concept. You have done mindset work. You understand what that means to do thought work, to do mindset work, and more, right? So whether it's reading books, whether it is, again, working with a therapist, working with a coach, you are not familiar to new, like you're not from personal development is not new to you. And you are not familiar to new, like you're not from personal development is not new to you. And the reason why that is so important is because in order to go deep, you have to already be primed to go there. If we get a newbie, this isn't dismissive in any way. If you're new to this kind of work, you're not going to be able to go deep. And frankly, you're going to hold the group back. And I don't want you to feel like you're being held back. And I don't want the rest of the group to feel like they're being held back. So I'm just trying to be super upfront. You need to have some of this experience. And if you want to do it and you haven't got that experience yet, go get it. And then when you're ready. Okay, number 3, you are open, you are curious, you are willing to get outside of your comfort zone, you are big-hearted, and you are willing to go all in on the experience. So you are committed fully to yourself, you are committed fully to me and trust me, and you are committed fully to every single person in the group. So if you're just wanting a trip to Miraval, take a trip to Miraval. If you want to come be a part of this community and this group, you got to be fully committed to that. And then 4, you welcome with open arms. You love and you celebrate women, people of color, and those in the LGBTQIA community. I think some people talk about acceptance and tolerance. That's not what we're doing here. We celebrate. We celebrate every single person. And if you in any way are supporting the oppression of those groups, even if you do not think it is oppression, you do not belong in this group. And here's what I mean by that. I'm not saying you don't belong in the world. We create a safe space for these groups. And the way that we do that is everyone shares those values. You can't show up and be respectful and nice, and then at dinner have a glass of wine and make a comment that basically indicates you do support in some way the oppression of those groups, and then still be safe in the room. You no longer trust. And the work that we do requires immense trust. And I truly just want to work with people that share the same values and vision for the world that I have. So there are so many places, I feel like most rooms are going to be open to anyone and everyone. And so if you don't fit in that, just know that there are plenty of rooms for you to go into. But this isn't going to be the room for you. Okay, so that's the who. All right, and then I've got the why. Why would you come? I mean, it's a fabulous experience, but specifically, why would you want to come? I think generally speaking, there are 3 reasons you might want to come. One is you understand the importance of community. It can be lonely out there, even if you're surrounded by other people. So being surrounded by like-minded women that are professionally successful and committed to personal development, you don't run into that a lot. So you understand the importance of being in those communities. 2, you know the benefit and the impact of deep transformational work, because this isn't your first rodeo. So you get it. And then 3, you want to make a commitment to your peace, well-being, and happiness. If you tick those 3 boxes, like, you're good, you're ready. If you're curious as to like, well, what would be even more specific reasons? I think there's 3 mainly. One is maybe you're feeling off, you're feeling depleted, or you're feeling burned out. 2, maybe you're thinking it's time for a change, whether it's in your habits or your thoughts or a career or relationships. And then the 3rd one would be you're about to embark on a new path. You've got a big goal and you want to start off on the right foot. Now, you don't actually have to tick any of those last 3 specific ones. If you can tick the 3 general ones and you're going to have a great experience. But some people want to know more specifically why it might be a good fit for them. And those would be the 3 reasons that I would share. So that's who it is for. That is why you would come. And there are 2 bonuses that I have put into the Joy in the Journey retreat. And that is number 1, there is a pre-retreat workbook. The box. So you'll get this box at the end of July. The next retreat is September 25th to 28th. So this is going to come in the mail the end of July. And in this little red box, orange box, I don't know, you're going to get a workbook. Now, there's also going to be other goodies, but I'm not sharing with you what that is. And then the workbook basically lets you dig deep. I call this a bonus because you technically don't have to do it. There were definitely women who attended the retreat they did the work on the airplane, right? Like, it's not necessary. I don't, like, if you're like, oh, I want to do the retreat, but I don't want to do a ton of work beforehand. That's okay. That's why it's an optional bonus. But I think if you do it, you'll appreciate that you did it. The second bonus is a post-retreat bonus, and you can thank the women who showed up in February for this bonus. So because we went deep and there wasn't a ton of masterminding or business or career specifically that we got into while we were there, I knew that like that's really the next step. And I wanted to be able, because you have all these breakthroughs, you get all of this insight and you know what's next, but then there's the how. And I do love strategy. So also the women that come together, like these are powerhouses. The amount of just connections and wisdom and resources in the room is really powerful. So for being able to share that is important. So I added on for them. We are doing 4 bonus masterminding sessions to then kind of work through strategy. And I thought, that's a great idea. So that's now just going to be part of it. Again, it is a bonus because some people may not actually want strategy. Some people may not be interested in showing up to that. And I don't want you to think that it's necessary. If the retreat is enough for you, that's fine. Also, just know that when we priced the retreat, it was not based upon these bonuses. Therefore, they are truly bonuses. So the retreat itself is worth the investment. So if that's all you want to do, come on, we've got you. We will take care of you. So those are the bonuses. All right. I'm like, when do I want to share the next video? Not right now. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, so let's talk about this big reveal for 2025. And like I said, my February crew, they know the first part of the reveal. They don't know the second part. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. And let's see. Let's see. Y'all, I got to say, I'm impressed with my tech abilities. Because I am so rusty. I'm now going to mess it up. I am totally going to mess everything up. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So this is a picture from my 2020 mastermind, my 2020 experience. God bless these ladies. They really went through it with me. I mean, it was a hell of a year in terms of COVID, which totally screwed up all of our plans and our hopes and our dreams for what that group was going to be like. And then I, was sick. We didn't know I was sick. And so anyway, it was a wild ride, but they were such an amazing group, such a beautiful group. But as you can see, it's a huge group. We had the best time, but it was a bigger group. And it has actually been a really long time since I've had a small group. But I had a small group in February and I loved it. And I realized I miss that. I miss it so much. I like the intimate groups where I can really get to know each individual and everyone in the group gets to know each other in a really, really deep way. So that's why the Joy in the Journey retreat, I'm going to start capping those at 12 people total so that we can have that intimate environment. But, and here's one of the big reveals, starting in 2025 and beyond, in the fall, each fall, I'm going to host, well, it might not be the fall. I shouldn't commit to that forever, but next year it will be in the fall. A happy, healthy, wealthy retreat. A happy, healthy, wealthy retreat. And it is exclusively for alumni of the Joy in the Journey retreat. Now, let me be clear. It is not exclusively for all alumni, and it is not exclusively for a retreat alumni. It is for the Joy in the Journey retreat alumni. So as of now, there's only 7 people who qualify. So even if you've attended the prior retreats, you got to do Joy in the Journey before you can move on to the next. And the reason why, so Vaughn, she attended one of the prior retreats, and then she just attended the one in February. And as she said, the ones before were like level 1. This is level 2. And so I really want everyone to be really doing that advanced deep work to qualify to come over to the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy retreat, because it's going to ensure that when we walk into that space, because again, you may not know each other because there's going to be different Joy in the Journey retreat groups. But because you've done that deep work, like you can just immediately dive into those amazing deep conversations. So the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy retreats, it's not going to be a lot of programming, Bonnie. We'll do an opening reception. The 2 days, there will be optional masterminding sessions, and then we'll have a closing dinner. Otherwise, you get to go enjoy the retreat with the community. So you can book things on your own, you can book things as a group, but it's I've always had people say, like, how do I get back to Miraval? Or people who are like, I went to Miraval after the retreat, but it wasn't quite the same being there alone. And so this is just a way every single year for you to get back to Miraval, for you to get back to the community, and just know you've got a place where you can be grounded and supported. And by doing the masterminding, it's going to, one, allow you to have that business expense, or if you work for a company, potentially get it reimbursed. And that one will be set up differently in that you'll be able to pay me a smaller fee for us to cover our costs, and then we'll just pass along the Miraval group rate. So you would actually be booking the room with Miraval, but at our discounted rate, which you could not get otherwise. So that is the first part. And so this group that I'm showing you on the screen, this is probably going to look more like our reunion groups. This is going to be more like our happy, healthy, wealthy retreats, again, starting fall of 2025. But to qualify to be able to come to that, you're going to need to go ahead and have done the Joy in the Journey retreat. Okay, so now for the second reveal, which even my group does not know, but also it is their fault. So you can thank them for this. I'm going to exit out for a minute, just so you can just see my face on this one. I have never been more confident or comfortable with who I am and what I want to do in this world. As some of y'all know this, I think I've always kind of talked to it a little bit. My dream, even as a little girl, I love to be on stage and I love to entertain. I like to make people smile. Um, you know, the keynote speaking is great, but it's just a little bit more serious. All of the programs and like even the masterminding, all of that requires so much operational stuff, so much background, a full schedule. And like I absolutely love the creative work I'm doing, and to do creative work, you need space. Um, a lot of y'all probably don't know this, but part of when I got sick, how I have an income is I learned I'm a full-time day trader. Um, and so for me, I just want to do in this business what brings me the most joy. And it is not only the retreats, it is the strategy and the masterminding and being in community. But I don't want to create programs for that because I don't want to do the operational aspect and the admin around it. Like, I just don't want all of that. But I still want to do it. And so I actually slept, like I talked to my husband about it. I slept on it, like, because I was just like, is this like, am I being too generous? Like, am I overcommitting? But it's just from the heart. Like, this is truly what I want to do, is to create this ongoing community. And so when you come to Joy in the Journey, not only do you get the option to join us for any future happy, healthy, wealthy alumni retreats, you also are going to get quarterly masterminding sessions. So every quarter, we will meet to mastermind forever, presumably. It is bonus. I'm a lawyer, so in the terms and conditions, it says I can, in that if I need to. But honestly, if my wildest dreams came true and I was actually able to tour and have a Netflix special and whatever else, I don't foresee ever wanting to stop having those alumni retreats and masterminding, because it is a part of me that is so, like, it provides me so much joy and fulfillment, and having a place to always come back to. I could potentially see the Joy in the Journey retreats going away and us just doing the alumni retreats and the masterminding. You know what I mean? Like, once the community is set. But I don't see ever wanting those to go away. So that's my commitment to you. If you are a good fit and you invest on the front end, I'll invest on the back end. So for you February crew, you got me for life, whether you want me or not. Well, you don't have to show up to those things if you don't want to. Yeah, love this. Amy, 2025 is probably going to be end of September, early October, but no, the contract has not been signed yet. You will be one of the first to know when it has. So that is that is what I'm doing, and that's it. So I'll continue to do the Hustle and Flow podcast as long as it brings me joy and it brings you joy, right? Like as long as that is still serving, I will continue to do it. But from the perspective of what am I offering, this is it. Now, for those of you who are like, I'm not yet ready because I don't have the experience or the personal development, that's fine. There are so many people, including people right now in this chat, Amy, Corey, others. I'll hire them. They can totally help you. But when you're ready to do this and to come into this community, joy in the journey is the way that you enter in. I plan to have 12 people come in each year moving forward. So that it's a very controlled growth. That way it's not a ton of new people each year. And I just think it's going to create a beautiful, beautiful community. So obviously, the sooner you get in, the longer you're going to have benefits. Also, if it starts to get competitive, and like we're filling these up fast, I will move it to an application. And the price will probably also go up if supply and demand becomes an issue, because of course that's how it works. And not to mention, when I started doing retreats at Miraval in 2016 versus now, I mean, it's like houses, right? Like the things that we thought were expensive then, we're now like, that's a deal. But anyway, okay. I'm going to share with you the invitation as well as the bonus for the live attendees. Before we jump into that, though, let me share one. I've got one last video of my cute attendees. All right, here we go. Here we go. How good I was.
This retreat is for anyone who wants more joy, more peace, more clarity. I think this retreat is a good space to unlock some of the things that are holding us back, that we don't even realize are holding us back, and even bring awareness to things, that narratives we may have that are driving our behavior that we're not aware of. This retreat is for everyone.
People who are best suited for this retreat, I think, are really people who have already started to do the work and have done some amount of personal development before.
If you're willing to do the introspective work, and if you're willing to say, I'm ready to take a step forward, this is for you.
I think anyone who's going through some form of transformation, or whether you've had a loss, whether you're looking for a change, whether you're wanting to try new things, whether you're wanting to connect with other like-minded people.
I absolutely had reservations and concerns before coming. This isn't something that you just jump into as a knee-jerk reaction, right? This is a big investment of your time. It is not an inexpensive experience.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the first part was, oh my God, I'm busy. And then the second part was like, oh shit, this is expensive. And then the third part was I had a back-to-back.
Have social anxiety from way young. So that's just one of my things. But the minute that I got here to Miraval, the welcoming environment that we had here put me at ease.
There wasn't like a guide as to like, this is the agenda and this is what we're doing when. So those were like some of the things where my brain again was trying to like come up with things and like fill in the gaps.
Absolutely. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know if all the magic that Heather had promoted about Miraval was true. But having come here now, I know every reservation I had was completely false.
You can figure those things out, but like, it's more than worth it. It's more than worth it.
I would say don't wait. You never know when these experiences are not going to be available anymore. So you can keep waiting, but it might not be there when you think you're like ready, quote ready. I don't think there's a time when you're quote ready. I think you just gotta do things like this.
I encourage you to imagine what your 80-year-old self would be saying to you about this missed opportunity, because as one of the things that we've learned these last few days is how important it is to just grab the opportunities that you have in front of you.
Just do it. The only regret I have is not jumping on it immediately. It took some poking and prodding, and honestly, I should have booked the minute I had a inkling to come.
Love yourself enough to invest in yourself, to leave behind the things that no longer serve you, and love yourself enough to reach for the things that you desire, to connect to your own authenticity. You are deserving. You're worthy of love, of connection, of belonging, of power, of leveraging that power and using that voice that you have. So that's what I would say. Love yourself enough. Don't worry, just say yes.
Love it. By the way, they did not know the questions they were going to be asked in advance. But you can see it's an amazing group. And so if you do decide to join in, these are the women that will be part of your community. They are the founders of this community. They didn't know that when they signed up. But that's what they are. Okay, so let me briefly show you investment and bonuses. Okay, share screen. Let's go back to this. Community forever. Okay, so here's the March payment options. If you decide to join us for our September 25th through 28th retreat, there's 3 options. The first is you can pay a deposit today of $1,000. And we've never done this before, but I know that we're in a wonky year, and I know everyone's finances looks a little bit different. So this first one is intended for if you have like cash that kind of comes in like chunks. This allows you to reserve, one of those 12 spots. Actually, some of the spots are already taken, but it would allow you to take that spot for $1,000, and then you would pay $44.98.50. The due dates would be July 1 and October 1. And so as you can see, October 1 is even after the retreat. But that kind of allows you to really spread that out. The second option is a monthly payment plan. And that is $1,250 today, as well as every month through October. So that's 8 months, equal installment. And technically it's $3 extra, just because the math was easier that way. But I'm not adding on, interest or fees or anything else to provide these payment plans. I just know the economic environment we're in. And so if having that like month, if that helps you from a budget perspective, I want to offer that. And then if you're like, I've actually got the money right now and I want to spend it, I'd like to invest it now before I accidentally use it somewhere else. You are more than welcome to go ahead and full pay, which is $9,997. If you do that, you will get a bonus $500 Miraval spa credit, which you definitely are going to want to do that during your breaks. They've got the most amazing spa. So those are the payment options. And then last, as a thank you for joining me like in this moment, because it is a big investment, and I don't take that lightly, that it's a big investment of your time and your money. But I do think that it is the most valuable thing that I offer and I have ever offered. And now being able to create this really curated community and masterminding for life, it brings me so much joy to think about how this group is going to grow in the most beautiful way. And I just can't wait to be a part of it. And if you feel the same way and you can't wait to be a part of it as well, you are more than welcome to go ahead and sign up. And all you have to do is go to heatherjoyhubbard.com. heatherjoyhubbard.com. I have not updated that website within a lot, but if you click the link, it is updated. It is ready to go, and you can get those 3 pricing plans. We'll probably get the website updated in the next week or 2. But I think I would think you've got all the information that you need right now. If not, if you need more, you can always reach out at support@heatherjoyhubbard.com, and we will get you your answers. Okay, I'm just now seeing the chat, and I do see Logan asking about pricing. I'm assuming that came in before I shared that. But I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me feel free to share the link with anyone who you think would be a good fit that wants to learn more about the retreat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Friday. I hope I get to work with you in September or in the coming years. All right. Thank you everyone so much. Have a great day.